Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay, look at FPL Milan.
It's Walsh. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rough game
Limitless
week
in the mud. Limitless in the mud.
Yeah, the rough game week for pod partners over here.
We managed to pull off the quadruple captain blank.
Yep. We went from Insigne to Genie
Yeah.
to Kane.
Yeah.
To Alba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insigne, we talked about Chua, but we were both on Insigne.
Yeah.
Day 2
This was
was
the
the
one.
day that we just fucked.
Yep.
Because we
That
talked
was the
about
big one.
Mounier, Genie, Dumfries, Yarmo, and then we didn't have Yaremchuk, but yeah.
I think we came down to, you were more interested in a defender than I was. I kind of was like, all right, it's either Genie or Yarmo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we put into account of like, we don't know if Ukraine are good.
Right.
We don't know if Yarmo can play another game 4 days later because he hasn't done that in his life.
Which he got subbed early.
Yeah,
that
subbed early.
Happened.
Yeah. And we kind of felt more like Netherlands were a sure thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Even though the fixture was, not as good as North Macedonia. But so, they both teams scored 2 goals. Genie wasn't involved. Yarmo was involved in 2. So that did not go well. And then we just kept spiraling out of control there.
Yeah. Kane, again, never considered anyone else. We knew that going into the week, that was the only captain we liked from that day.
And he was just
something
something else. Don't have to tell listeners of this pod how that performance was by him or his team.
Yeah. And then all 4 of our guys blanked today, so it didn't fucking matter. It did not fucking matter. Yeah, I mean, we just had so many blanks overall, not even just the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, we finished on 55, which I'm guessing is like around where most of the people were, I think, but
I feel like it's like a little under the average of like FPL players in our Discord and stuff like that. Yeah,
I agree. It came down to really, I think, those who hit Yarmo and those who did not.
Yeah, and
on the captain,
because everyone kind of in our circle like had Yarmo, had Dumfries, had Insigne, had Mbappe, like so much overlap. It was just like the people who went Bale, the rare, I don't know, Kev, maybe someone went with a defense that we didn't cover.
I think, people that had 2 Italian defenders maybe. But then that cancels out with Immobile. Yeah, I mean, I think it was hard to really hit a lot of players around because most of the like picks that we were talking about didn't really return. So, and the clean sheets too is the thing that was really. Yeah. I mean, I know we saw some people that had a lot of Sweden defenders who were just. I mean,
there was
that's like a couple people,
or an English defense. Like I think Guest had like Stones and.
Yeah, but other than Italy, Netherlands, and England, no like good team kept a clean sheet.
Right. Yeah, so, true.
That's a tough thing.
Yeah,
this game. No, Russia and Wales defenders like get out of here. Yeah. And then other than Sweden, no one else
had a Scottish defender against England.
Yeah, of course. Actually, some people probably did have Robbo and shit, but if people didn't use a chip, but So it was. I think it was just kind of
It was just a weird fucking week.
The crash back to this plane after we were kind
reality.
We were getting some points, having some fun in the first week. The second week was less. So
it's funny when you think about it, though, right? Because it's like it felt after game week 1 or match day 1, whatever. It was like, wow, this game is fucking easy. And like picking our match day 2 team, we had like 13 out of 15 names, maybe 12 out of 15 names were kind of
like right away.
These are auto. Like this is phenomenal fixtures, good teams, like easy game, and we just had blank city, and we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blanks in our final 11.
Yeah, we only had 4 returns out of 15 players, and we could pick literally unlimited any player in the
fucking game.
We had 4 of 15. It's so bad.
Wild.
The thing today too that really was a big tilter to me was, we had 4 shares of France and Spain defense, and I mean, the way those games went, like, first of all,
what can be said?
Lua fouled Laporte, not called.
The thing
and the goalkeeper doesn't catch it. It shouldn't have even gotten to that. I mean, it's just they had no chances in the whole game.
And the refs
same
called
with France.
Every other thing before that and after that, and that one wasn't a foul. I don't know. And then
France,
of course,
Hungary
they had basically one shot, one chance, and one in near post. So it took like double mistake and then a near post goal. I don't know.
Yeah,
what can you do, dude? I mean,
but those are a lot of points that slip out because if we get 6, 12, all of a sudden we look at our team like, oh yeah, we did fine. We had like 2, 3 or so, whatever. But it doesn't matter.
Our match day 1 was pretty good, I would say overall. But we had the exact same thing with double blanks. Denmark and double Austria.
Yeah,
like that was just Denmark conceded 1 shot in a fucking freak Eriksson game goal, and fucking Switzerland basically didn't concede anything, just like a
clean sheets. We've been having a hard time. We've been having a hard time picking clean sheets.
Not everyone's
so far.
Herdecki, you can't always get what you want.
Boy. All right, so what else?
I don't know. Yeah, that's our team. The league update. I mean, I don't think this includes today, so it's kind of useless, but I'll just say the guy who's in first place before today was Sanjay0101, aka Up the Chells. Good job by him. And then we can talk about stuff. So I think basically the way we've been potting is like figure out what the hell we're going to do about our team and then move from there. And the big call for us, and I think a lot of other people, hopefully there's enough of an overlap to make this relevant, is if you limitless in 2, are you wildcarding in 3, or is your team like decent enough to hold?
Yep. So it sounds like we are sort of on opposing forces here, because I'm sort of leaning towards not wildcarding.
Yeah, was that yesterday when we were messaging? Yeah. And I was like, it looks really bad. Yeah, I haven't looked since yesterday. Did the results today even matter?
Well, it makes all of the games competitive. Like POW game is competitive. Germany, France, Portugal and France, they have games. So we have Mbappe and Bill.
Today was very significant.
Yeah, I think it ensured all of our players will start at the end. So I think our team, Lukaku and Tielemans are definitely big risks. Tielemans obviously because Kevin's back and they're through, and I would be really surprised if he played. But Dendonkers and Witzel came in for a sub, so
straight up rested.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be one more for like Rom being like, I want to try and win the Golden Boot or whatever, and just like give me a half, give me an hour, like I want to just I'm fit, but he is a little bit knocked, right?
It's just all of these things that we're gonna talk about on this pod. It's kind of just, this is what we would do, or this is what we think they might do, but there's actually no way of knowing any of this shit.
Some teams that could be playing for first place in the group might play their first choice team, and another team in the similar situation might play a complete team of like 8 changes.
Yeah, and there might be knocks we don't know about. The managers have different beliefs. There might be fitness levels we don't know about.
I think, so I think before we even continue this conversation, like when you're looking at this kind of a thing, you want to first kind of look at minutes played of like, who are my players who are definitely going to start, meaning like they're important to their team and their team has their advancement to play for in game week 3. Yeah. And just start from there and go backwards. Like, we only have a couple transfers. So if you're looking at, you have 2 transfers, do I feel confident with 2 transfers? I think if I'm going to get like 14 players out of 15,
then is that good enough?
I think that is good enough. Because I think that the quarter round from 16 to quarters is still like a really, really big risk to go in there with nothing.
Huge risk, but it's
just huge, dude.
The reason that we were going into the tournament with the plan of using all three is that because we were okay taking that risk because the upside of match day 3 might be worth it.
So here's the thing about that too, that to me that also puts that in jeopardy is literal only thing that I'm looking at in match day 3 that looks exploitable that we don't have is Germany. Like Germany, Hungary, every other fixture that's like of good teams, you know, either they're through
right now,
Like I'm talking about like Italy, Wales, which we'll get the Team G first, but like that fixture's good, but they're through, right? Netherlands, North Macedonia, good fixture, but they're through. Like Belgium, Finland, good fixture, but they're through.
Switzerland, Turkey, great fixture. We have 2 Swiss defenders.
And we have Switzerland, we have assets. Like Ukraine, Austria, competitive game, you know, that, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, where are we going to be? Like England don't have a good fixture. They're diabolical. Croatia, Scotland, not a good fixture. Like Poland, Sweden, just
You're
like
asking
buses.
me where are we gonna lose points to the people who are wild carding?
Yeah,
I mean,
so other than Germany, Hungary, I don't see another game where I'm like, oh shit, like we don't have anyone in like these games, you know?
Well, I think Italy's the most obvious one because
we're gonna have the team sheet.
I know, but we only have 2 frees.
They could play, you know, a backup team. But if they play a good team, you know, maybe we just use one on an Italy player and we use one on a German player.
But I think a backup team still just... I still don't think Wales are good. Like, I think they're okay at what they do, and that's good enough. I mean, Turkey are obviously shambles. We know that now, you know?
I wish we knew that before.
Wales could make some noise against the right teams and stuff, but I still expect Italy to just like thoroughly dominate them. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So you would want 3 Italy no matter what the team sheet is, and we'd get it. So that's where you would start, and then I guess around. 3 Germans,
and then Ukraine. I think also is a good one. Like Austria are not very good.
I think that's going to be an okay game for Austria. Like I think that they're going to be able to frustrate, you know. I mean, they if they play similarly as they did against Netherlands, you know, they weren't just like bending over, right?
I mean, Netherlands created a lot.
No, I know, but Netherlands are, I think a class above Ukraine, and I think that game's going to probably be a bit more like 50-50 possession wise rather than them.
And Yarmo are both very good picks.
Yeah, good picks,
and they'll be extremely popular picks. But yeah, I mean, Netherlands too, they probably won't play guys, so that's kind of sketch. But then Germany, I mean, it's like Gosens and an attacker or something are gonna be the chalky picks, I guess, that everyone's gonna have on wildcard, right?
Yeah, probably him and Kai, I would guess.
Yeah, something like that. Spain.
I mean, I feel like having, you know, we have Pau in this team, like obviously Alba's a better option for fantasy.
Pick like Alba and Moreno, I guess.
I mean, I don't even know if that's.
I don't know what to make of Spain. It's such a fucking like they're just like 11 Timos running around. It's insanity.
I just think our team looks like pretty okay, and I don't know that the upside from going with the wild card team is going to be even like 6 points better.
See, I
feel like we're gonna
on
get
totally opposite ends.
Because I feel like I'm looking at our team. I feel like we're gonna get a clean from Denmark. I feel like we could get a clean from Switzerland.
And right there, we're like, I love our defenders,
and that's huge. You know, I think right
5
there,
out of 15.
Like, yeah,
but basically, don't think. Actually, not basically. I don't think any of our other players are good.
I think they're fine.
I think Ukraine, 10 out of 10. I don't like
Alaba,
picks.
obviously, but I think Lukaku's bad and Tielemans is bad this week. But I don't think that. I mean, I think Schick is fine. I think Mbappe is fine.
England is bad.
Well, we need a captain that day anyway, so I don't know where else you would go. I feel like Schick still, you know, he's still on pens in England or whatever. I don't know. He's just a player. I just think that this final day of knockouts is just a complete
fair argument.
fuck fest.
So I'll change it to 9 out of 10. But I mean, both our keepers are nightmares. Sabitzer has one shot and plays like deep on the wing. Alba's the deepest center back on the team. Rom and Tielemans probably won't play. Insigne will get ahead of time, but may not play. He got subbed off early and like rested. Mbappe has Portugal, which seems like the most nightmare 0-0 of all time, and same with Bilv, who also gets up early every game.
So I don't know. Yeah, Bill could be problematic.
So 8 out of 10 are nightmares.
I mean, because like I look at him like if we use our transfer on Rom and either Insigne if he's not in the team sheet or NT Elements, I'm like, okay, we have a good team. We have players who are going to start. We have some players who could luck into points. We have good clean sheet shouts. Like I just look at that and I'm thinking like that's solid. And maybe I feel like that the going from 16 teams to 8 teams with like 3 transfers, I think they give you, that you could be looking at that as like we're not going to be good for the rest of the last 3 days.
And I think I'm more okay with that than running out a bunch of bad players on match day 3 when there could be like some huge scores to take advantage of. That's how I feel. I mean, it's also hard because I know you haven't either looked at the like this team might play this team and this team. Like I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
We'll figure that out next round. But based on where we're at right now, it seems like there's going to be some like very clear teams that are
better than the other team.
Gigantic favorites, and it would be a huge shocker miracle if they
and it'd be easy
lose.
to lump in.
It's like whoever fucking Italy plays. Like I think it was Totally Football or something. I listened to part of the episode. They said Netherlands, assuming they win the group, won't face another group winner until the semifinal, the way it's currently constructed. And I was like, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
Even though
but that's the thing, like you say that, and then it's like Germany 4, Portugal 2, like France score draw against Hungary, like Spain score draw against Poland. It's still one game, so
I mean, which is like sort of the theme of the episode, right? It's like we learned how much of a crapshoot one game is.
Yeah,
like fucking all of those Twitter accounts and whatnot, like, oh, this team like 55% chance of a clean, like this is the anytime score odds. Like get the fuck out of here. Like I've gambled enough in my life to know that those are the baits of bait. You never bet on anytime score. It is just a fucking scam. And all the numbers are so inflated just to get people to bet on them. It's fucking crazy. But let's talk about some questions on this sort of topic. So Hemdog said, who do we go for and punt on if Holland versus North Macedonia, given they're confirmed as group winners, or do we swerve it completely? Happy said, because of the third place go through system, a lot of teams playing each other will settle for a draw. What games are ending 0-0 in match day 3? Are there any sneaky cheap defenders? Ritzy, which teams need to win their last game? Like it's all the same shit. D-Beck, TJC, Rory, all of the sort of what can we squeeze out of the good teams, if anything, and who are the teams that need to win? And then D-Beck was also shouting like Malin, like who are the guys who like could get minutes? Thing.
Yeah, like I would never go into the game picking a player like that who I'm like definitely nowhere near the first 11 and just thinking like, okay, well, I hope they rotate, and if they do, he'll play. And because even then it's like, oh great, he's on the team sheet. It's like he can still blank, it's like just start with like he's gonna play and then use that as the pool that you're kind of looking at. I think is better.
Minutes are the fundamental first and most important statistic for getting points. Like people forget that. Not
always quality. Has been, always will be.
Yeah.
So that's where I would go with that issue. But past that,
who are the teams that need to win?
I mean, there are a lot of teams, really. I think it's easier to just start with who are the teams that do not need to win.
Yeah, let's just do that.
I mean, I think it's only 3 teams. It's Italy, Belgium, and Netherlands.
Yeah, and then you have the added factor of like how important is winning the group to all 3 of those teams, which is a thing that we have no idea.
Yeah, neither do. No one will ever know. Literally nobody knows that answer. It's just I think it's more to the philosophy of the manager of like, do I value momentum and keeping them playing together, or am I just fine looking at the fitness of like they need an extra 4 days off, so I'm not going to flog them or that kind of thing.
So
there are 5 subs,
is none. Like pass. Plead the fifth on that. Yeah. Because honestly, we have no fucking idea.
No, we have no fucking idea.
Frank de Boer, like I'm gonna trust like what he's thinking going into
the only thing we do know is that bald fucking moron told us that like Kevin's starting. Like Kaz is starting.
Thank God for Roberto Martinez. We have a little bit of a little Bielsa sauce in the pool with him, but Yeah.
So I mean that's a good jumping off point because
and then the
that if we were to wild card, those are players that you'd look at as you'd want them
for sure. And then I mean like you said, the teams that need to win, just look at the fucking standings. Basically any team in third or fourth need to win. And
I mean it's also difficult to look at irrespective of like the other fixture. I mean, we don't know if a team that has 3 points needs to win. They might not, but they don't go into the game knowing that. So.
Which, by the way, completely unrelated to fantasy, what they need to do is have a few days off after match day 2 and then play all the matches simultaneously that have to do with each other. It's insane that they don't. Because there's going to be a team that plays on the last day that's going to know all of the third place situations.
Oh,
and
I
be
see
like,
what you mean.
through.
I see what you mean. Knowing who their opponent is. So playing later is an advantage, kind of.
Yeah, like say Spain and Poland don't pick up extra points, right? That's an additional third place team that Germany is going to be ahead of, or Portugal is going to be ahead of. So they
it's
might
just the
not
later
need
you,
anything.
Yeah, the later you play, the better, because you know the results.
You
in the
know
other
the
groups.
results.
Yeah, even though you play at the same time as your other group games.
Exactly. You play at the same time as the group, but not the same time as the people you're actually competing with for the third place wildcard slot. So that just seems like a error in the format or something.
That's not an error. It's intentional. So there's more TV. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But off topic. There's a ton of teams to win, and it's changing throughout the game week. So it's also a nightmare, Yeah. Rory was like, do you think it's worth bothering trying to guess rotation for the teams on 6 points, or just focus on teams and stuff to play for? I think definitely the latter.
Yeah, I think it would be, Kev and or Hazard for Belgium, and then I would have no Belgian players and no Dutch players otherwise. And Italy, we're gonna have the team sheet.
Italy, we get the team sheet.
Those are the only 3 teams in question. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward.
Yep. Other questions. Villa Luke said, are there any heavy hitters you like? Well, we just mentioned Kevin Hazard. Or do you just go heavy at the back and the 6 to 8 million elsewhere? It seems to be where the points are at. Yeah. I don't know if that's like a...
I mean, it depends on...
Sustainable trend.
I mean, it's the same thing right now. It's everyone's playing either 2 games. Either they have their 2 transfers and they're just trying to pick 2 guys, or they have a brand new team. And they're looking at true. So, I mean, I think no matter what, Germany, Hungary is a game that you'd probably want to be looking at. It's the last day. You want to have a captain option that day, and Spain don't look very trustworthy, and who's going to play? I have no idea against Slovakia, who could just, probably park better than Poland did today. And, who knows? So I think Germany is a team that you definitely want to target, as well as Italy, because we're going to have Italy's team.
Yeah. Having the team is a huge advantage. And honestly, Switzerland, Turkey are that bad. Yeah, they're like... They're the worst. They've been the worst team in the tournament. Them and North Macedonia,
North Macedonia, I think are better too. They had shown a lot more. They had
showed more fight, but they concede chances for fucking.
Yeah,
fun.
they did.
They're just all over the place. Pandev, love it, but they're bad.
They're stretched.
Al said, "Are there any England attackers worth it for match day 3?"
No.
It's such a fucking clusterfuck.
I mean, easily no. They're worse than Czech Republic.
Yeah.
I think Czech Republic should be favored in this game.
The day was bad on match day 2 for who to cap, and then on match day 3 it's Czech Republic, England, Croatia, Scotland.
That's why Schick. That's why
I gave you that. I said 10 out of 10 and I changed it to 9 out of 10.
All right, you fucker.
Yeah,
I see it.
No, I'll give you that. And Perisic, your boy. I can't say our boy anymore because I stabbed him in the back.
You did. The thing that's funny about that too is that I don't sometimes I don't think about the things like that, right? And I just go gut immediate. Every time we've owned him and we've shared a team, he's been good for us.
Yeah.
And you unfortunately thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the moment
the ultimate bait.
The moment you said one thing that was founded in reality, I was just fine. But if you didn't say anything, he would have been in our team.
Yeah.
If you said nothing, you're like, Perisic is a great pick. It would be like that. We wouldn't have talked about it.
That is the ultimate perversity of fantasy sports. It's the smart thing was not go with them. How bad were they?
He was a horrible pick,
so
and they
bad,
were horrible.
Horrible pick. And the perversity is if we just went with the boys, we fucking get the points. Get the girl. Secure the bag. It's just such a nightmare.
Oh my god.
Bill said which premium mid should be down to fucking match day 3. Yeah, we talked about that. Oh yeah, Nabry, that's a good one too that he brought up. Yarmo, I like that too. Joe Chen said Denmark looked good versus Belgium and Russia, and Russia has a shitty defense. Now they have to score goals to advance. Expect Denmark to create a lot of chances, but who the fuck do we pick? So Denmark is, I think that's another exploitable one. I kind of forgot about that. And they're sitting on 1 point, but
No. They have 0 points.
They're sitting on 0 points, but they're obviously one of the teams that should advance. Like they're obviously one of the 16 best teams in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, even without Eriksson last game, they did function for stretches of that game.
Like I was with everyone on Twitter, like, oh my god, Kev Jizz Fest, but also Denmark should have won the game, and Belgium had like 5 shots and scored 2 goals, and like it's just pretty hard done by. But yeah, I mean, we talked about how we have double Denmark defense in our matchday 1 team. That feels really good.
Russia did, for what it's worth, though, surprise me in the second match. They were, they were just cohesive.
Handled them.
Yeah, they were just fine, and they did what they needed to do, and they kept the game within themselves. But
going into the tournament, Finland was like unanimous, like bottom 3 team.
Yeah,
and it's like
they're not though. I mean, they have proven not to be. I think
they're bad.
They're really bad, but bottom. I mean, they're North Macedonia and Turkey are way worse. I think.
Yeah, so maybe they're 3rd or 4th.
Hungary, I think, are pushing.
I think Hungary are better.
So I don't. It's hard to judge Hungary because they play. They play these teams. So
disgusting, but in terms of like a Denmark attacker, what's his name? Damsgaard was really, really good. He started in the Eriksson role.
So I think Molly is like by far the best pick because he's kind of playing winger.
Who?
Tyler Molly, the Reds pitcher, the wingback.
Denmark. Yeah. Fucking hell. I was looking at the mids and forwards. I was like, who is Malinovsky on Denmark? Molly he's so good. He's like Spinazzola.
He is like Spinazzola.
So good.
Yeah, he's up there very, very much like the whole game. I think he's the if I'm captaining a Denmark player, it's definitely him.
Yeah, it's him. Braithwaite's shooting a lot. I mean, between Braithwaite and Poulsen, like I don't really rate either player, but they're gonna get a lot of shots and probably score goals because they have to score many goals. Yeah. They have to win, and they have to get their goal differential, out of the negative. But yeah, Damsgaard I thought was like incredibly good versus Belgium, and he should start in the Eriksson spot again. He did a lot of stuff, so that's an interesting one as well.
That is an interesting one.
And then Pulis Penn said, what's the best front line for match day 3? So I'm assuming that's like a wild card
question.
Yeah. Who is the best front line? It starts with Schick, right? Well, it starts with who.
It probably doesn't.
It probably doesn't. If Chiro is starting, then I think he's in there. He's been fucking great.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's kind of rough because
it's hard
you
to
have
pick anyone.
Like just scrolling through or like disqualifying so many people. I mean, dude, Yaremchuk is in there, I think.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like Austria.
I feel
like that's going to be a tough game for them.
Let's revisit that because I think Austria suck, and I'm curious what you saw in them.
I mean, they had a hard fixture.
Yeah. And
they just like casually lost 2-0 with like, a couple of individual errors, a pen and, they got one, the Dumfries, right? But if they play that way against Ukraine, I don't think Ukraine are going to be able to like have the firepower. I don't know. I see that game as a lot more of a 50-50 game, honestly. That's my thinking of how I see that game.
I don't. I mean, I think again, Austria kind of similar to the North Macedonia game had like a late flurry when Alaba moved up and started creating chances, and Sasa was actually pretty good. The fucking 8-foot tall kid came on and had some shots and stuff.
And Arnie will be back.
Yeah, and Arnie will be back, which makes their attack better. But from a defensive standpoint, even not including the pen, they conceded so much.
Yeah, no,
like Netherlands could have scored
many
goals.
Yeah.
Like Weghorst was really good. Depay missed an absolute sitter. Like sitter of all sitters.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that one. The beginning, right?
And then they had other chances, just even on set pieces and stuff. Like I think they're bad and kind of a mess.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just still in the pre-tournament. Like I like Austria, but they have been bad.
It's a hard thing to adjust when you rate individual players and have to mentally adjust to the team being bad. But I think that's the case with both Turkey and Austria. It's like they're just
Turkey. I'm fully bought in on their absolute dog
not,
shit.
It's like before the tournament though, we liked their players. I haven't like gone full reversal on all their players, you know. I'm still their center backs are still good, and Çalhanoğlu's still good, you know, like whatever, but they're fucking the worst team. But Austria, I don't believe in the way the manager's setting up the team, and they'll probably score. You know, especially with the Army edition, and Ukraine's
talk
defense
about a bad defense,
not great. But I just think Ukraine has again have the potential to score like 3. Like they did this week. Like I think they're just gonna. I mean, the fact that we got a 0 from Malinovsky is like the most scam fraud bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Like he should have had so many points.
Yeah, he should have had a goal and an assist, but you miss a pen, your friends don't do the things, and you have 0 points. So fuck us.
Just
whatever.
Unreal.
We should have had Forsberg, as I foresaw.
Yeah. True. Another just gut Forsberg, like worst attack in the fucking country, in the continent.
Dude, those are the balls, man.
All right, so we've picked out 2 out of a billion forwards that are pretty good picks.
Fuck me, dude. I don't know.
Embolo versus Turkey, must win.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think it's definitely interesting.
It's in
Turkey's
the mix.
defense is. Turkey are stunning how bad they are. That game against Wales was actually, I couldn't believe every time I looked up, like, oh, they're going to be good now. Like, oh, now. And it's like 5 minutes in, 12 minutes in, 18 minutes in, 30 minutes. I'm like, this is just a non-functioning team.
I want to revisit them like after the tournament.
Like what what went wrong?
Like what? Because in qualifying, they were like really fucking good.
They scored like 40 goals and conceded like 3 in 10 games.
And then they had basically a year-ish of being like pretty bad in just the friendlies and shit, not in competitive play, just like random like 3-3 with Latvia. And it's like, oh, that's kind of bad. Like probably shouldn't get in the habit of that, but we're just like, nah, but they'll be good. Their players are good. And then, they are just like the most naive, bad team. I mean, their
midfield is just, there is no midfield. They level
is so low.
Manager level is low. Yeah, and dude, Yilmaz is an actual psychotic human. He had a mental game against Wales. It was really surprising.
He's just like
he's not as obviously as good as Zuba. They'd be fine. He's just a nut job, dude.
He has no chance of success though. Also, he's 45, running full speed, working his ass off, and just not. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely
and he's just gassed in the last half an hour, and he just there's no one on the
fighting
bench
and headbutting.
That's what he relegates himself to fighting. He's just fighting players. And the ref.
Yeah, so Bolo's in the mix. I think Isaac should be in the mix. He's so good. 2 out of 2 games from Isaac have been like, holy fuck, he's good.
But
he has Poland.
Service is problematic because they just don't
move the ball,
get into the final third. They just chill. They just fucking
like
chill.
The fact that Poland are must win for Isaac. If that makes any backwards sense.
I mean, it should.
Like reverse engineering Isaac points.
It should stress the game more for the back line for Poland by, having to push a few more forward, and they're slow and bad. I mean, today they should have had about 7 yellow cards. But
would you put Mueller over any of those? Because that was a fixture that we kind of picked out.
I don't know. I mean, it was really interesting today. He was kind of doing that like decoy thing where he was just dropping into like the middle, like between the goal and the sideline. What's that called? Like vertically, not like in the final third, but like in the like no man's land, but he was like pulling player. He was just dragging defenders, and then they would just bang over, and then that's where the overload was. And he was like, his movement was really good and smart.
Always is, yeah.
Yeah, and he was making the space. Like Kai was in the middle of like on the penalty spot all the time. So, but I don't know if that was just like the fucking ass sniffers like tactics today against Portugal, and then they play Hungary. Maybe he'll just be kind of like doing
more central
things,
and stuff,
more central
space.
Maybe.
Yeah, he could be. I like
probably
a
would.
One.
It would. Yeah, I probably would want him in because who are you capping on that last day? Like,
well, you could get a different German player.
Yeah.
This is going to be a controversial take. I think Moreno is kind of a good pick too. I still believe like two obviously horrendous results for Spain.
I don't know.
I'm like,
he's not in my. I mean, I'm not wildcard putting him in my team at all.
He was.
I don't think he's making. I don't think he's top 3.
Yeah, probably not. But I think he's close. He's probably like 5th. There's not that many picks.
Yeah, I mean, the main issue I was thinking about that is that Olmo is horrible. He's so clearly shouldn't be starting for that team after watching these 2 games. And I'm worried about like Moreno if he can't function on the left and like he wants to play Ferran.
I was thinking
Ferran on the left for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's, Ferran, I don't know. Like, I don't know what works. I mean, they have like a Sarbal. They have
out of all of the guys,
options.
Moreno after today is probably like undroppable.
Yeah, he was busy. I mean, he was good.
He created a lot. He earned the pen. Obviously, he missed the pen, but
earned the pen, missed the pen.
Yeah, the old.
I mean, it still comes back. Also, I mean, if it is like a Spain attacker, I mean, I think you still have to consider Morata.
Yeah, probably Morata because I think I would pick him over.
I would pick him over Moreno. That's literally what we talked about before the tournament started, right?
Yeah, that's probably right.
And you'd think that he'll take the next pen if they get one.
And you just need to get sort of lucky that one of the he'll probably score one of the big chances. But you just need to get lucky that he'll score 2 this day.
He's such a fucking mess. I mean, I don't think, but I'm not captaining a Spain player over a German player. I don't think because Slovakia, for as bad as they are like organized and compact. They're not. Doing. I mean, Hungary are just kind of all sorts, and they've got to be exhausted just emotionally after these 2 games.
Yeah, also the idea of must win is like you have to be careful because it's not the same level for every team. Like Spain's on 2 points. If they win, they're on 5. They're 100,000,000% through. They're probably second in the group. Like they don't need to worry about anything. If they're up 2-0, they're not pushing. No, they're just going to have 95% of the ball for the rest of the game and chill. Yep. That's the big difference between them and like Denmark, who need like 4 goals to feel good.
Yeah. That's a good point. Thinking about that is useful.
Yeah, but Gnabry and Kai are both obviously real picks.
Gnabry was, did he get no points today? I thought he was really good.
It's crazy that he got no points. Yeah.
He was really good.
He has the ability it's like
he got no points.
It's a guarantee that he's gonna beat at least one defender on like every time he gets the ball. It seems like he's just like the first guy's just gonna get fucking. It's
like Jack or Piquet's kind of qualities. Yeah, it's like when he's got the or Mbappe or whatever.
It's like the way it's like their body positioning as they're receiving the ball is just as important as their touch because they're like. Pulling the defender close to them just so they can beat them. Like it's so,
that burst
so sick
of pace
to watch.
Is so good. Yeah,
it's so sick.
Yeah.
And that's all the questions.
What did you think of the second game slate in general? Just watching, was it enjoyable? Did anything stand out or?
I mean, it wasn't as hype as day one. There were a lot more like slogs. I thought,
low scoring draws.
Low scoring draws like. Finland, Russia was kind of bad. I skipped Croatia, Czech Republic, which seemed like a good idea. England, Scotland was bad. I mean,
that game actually wasn't bad though. It was really good.
England, Scotland?
No, Croatia, Czech Republic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. I still found joy in like the majority of the matches. Sweden, Slovakia was hard to find joy in, but they were still like fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't
the Portugal Germany game today was pretty.
That was incredible.
Dude, and I mean, we're talking about it so much earlier today. I think we got tired of it, but Nelson Semedo,
unreal player,
fantastic player.
Yeah, Cedric on the literal beach, probably not even watching. Doesn't give a fuck. Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, how does he even start today? Because he was really bad in the first game.
I don't remember him being really bad.
Dalot in? Yeah, he was bad.
Did I miss that game? Yeah, I missed Portugal. I missed the Portugal game.
Yeah.
I remember because I remember you texting me about it.
Every time they tried to build up through him, he just couldn't do anything. Right. They're playing the worst team in the fucking tournament.
Right.
And then today, he just cost them, 3 goals. It was just insane. He's just insane.
There was a Goodman tweet that was something along the lines. It was like right before the game started, and he was like, what Germany are going to do is go put 5 wide forwards in front of you and just be like, stop us. And they just couldn't stop them. It's just a Gosens field day.
Yeah. I mean, Semedo, every single time he was pulling in field right off Pepe.
Yeah.
Every time. Goal. It was just like, why are you there? Yeah. There are no people there. Like, there's one player who Pepe can easily mark. Like, why are you standing there? Yeah. And he did it over and over. Just kept doing it. It was complete madness.
And Germany also, awesome game. Obviously deserved to win. They're not going to win the tournament playing that way.
Oh my God, there's no way. They could have conceded 6 goals.
They play
insane.
Like a 3-2-5.
Yeah.
And they're just
and one of their center backs can barely move. They're so
it's ridiculous. Yogi's just ass sniffing his way to out of the group stage, but they're going to get exposed teams. I would love how fun would Netherlands Germany be?
Yeah, it would be.
They would fuck 5-5, just wild. But yeah, I mean, overall, still enjoying the tournament. It's a little bit relentless. I'm a little tired, but
yeah,
it's still fucking fun, and it's got. I mean, we've said it nonstop on the first 2 pods, and I'll say it again here. The game is so much fucking better.
Yeah, the game is so much more fun.
Fantasy game.
Yeah, it's just so much more fun.
The website's better. Everything's better. The subs, the captains.
It updates it live.
It updates live. Literally no bonus points.
Thing.
The referees
have been the bonus points not being in the game.
Yeah, the referees have been 95% great.
Yeah.
It's just been all of the things that we rage about during an FPL season basically don't exist.
Yeah,
price changes are. I don't know why that happened. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, they explicitly said that it wasn't going to happen.
They said it wasn't going to happen, but they just couldn't help themselves to press the buttons. So that's a little questionable.
Matter.
But it's a 7-game week game, and you have 4 wild cards. So I don't fucking care about the price changes.
I know. Yeah, if that's your biggest gripe, then you're doing something right.
So not bad. I don't mind. I don't mind.
I'm definitely very relieved that we're going to have, a couple games on at the same time and 1 game a day. Because it's been tiring to watch, 2-3 games a day. I missed a couple this week. But
I mean, I've missed a couple overall, but for New York time,
there's 12 games on in 4 days.
9 to 5 every day.
Basically.
It's my 9 to 5. Except it also is on the weekend. It's pretty crazy. But it's a lot chiller with just, simultaneous
and it'll be fun
kickoffs.
To have simultaneous games on.
Always.
We haven't had that yet.
The best time to be on Twitter, the best time to be on Discord.
Yeah.
Simultaneous
Well, there's
matches.
no such thing as a good time to be on Twitter, but it's a good time to be on Discord.
You know what I mean.
You know what I mean.
But
So, it feels like we're wildcarding, huh?
I think so.
All right, so let's start clicking and talking.
Okay, we're moving on to the clicking and the talking.
Yeah, because I think we're already long for this. I thought this was going to be a lot shorter.
I thought this was going to be a 20-minute episode.
It's 40 minutes. Yeah. Are we going to... We have to make our wildcard team actually
We have
today.
to finish
we have to do this tonight.
Well, yeah, we should have a done team tonight, and then we need... the lineups might change a little thing. Yeah.
We have time tomorrow.
I'll be up early, and the kickoff's noon my time.
Yeah, so. You'll be up early, so you'll be up at 11:40.
Dude, I've been up at 8 every day since Euro started. Actual.
Good. That's like a normal person. You should do that every day.
It's normal if you go to sleep at a normal time. That's where the things clash.
Okay.
The gears.
So, where are we starting?
I'm hitting a lot of X's.
Okay.
I'm basically Xing out everyone except like Schick in our back line.
I don't think we're gonna hold Schick because don't forget the budget's gonna come into play here, dude.
Yeah. So we're probably gonna cap Stones that day or something.
I don't want to do this on the pod. I don't want to do this right now. It's a headache.
You know what we'll do? We'll figure out our own wildcard team. And no, seriously, I'll do the same thing that we did for Match Day 2. For Patreon subscribers, I'll post like our fucking deep secrets, behind the scenes Discord conversation. Because that's just... Oh my God. I don't want to live pod this either. It's
this is way too overwhelming for me. I can't do this. I just can't.
Well, it's not
need to get beers in me. I mean, this is, dude, seltzer pod? Are you kidding me? This is like once every 1 in 100 pods is a seltzer pod for me.
Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner. Even like, it's just not even productive. It's not good.
No, forget about it.
So let's skip that. We're not going to do that. Fuck that. We can talk about captains, which is sort of like talking about wildcard without talking about it. So let's talk about captains.
Let's do that.
I mean, day 1, we're going to get the Italy team sheet. So obviously there's going to be interest in the Italians. Whoever they put out there, I think is worth considering. But we have no idea who that's going to be.
Yeah. I just think it's like whoever the best Italian attacker is, that's the captain.
Probably.
I know
Swiss
obviously
attacker,
Turkey.
I'm interested in.
Yeah, I mean maybe you own one, but I still don't think Switzerland have like goals in them. You know, I mean I don't think they're a very good attack team, period, even though Turkey are going to be bending over. I mean, the other side of this is like, okay, are Turkey going to actually leave this competition like scoring 0 goals and us finishing? It seems like they will, but like they're still like a wounded dog, and Switzerland have an outside shot at advancing.
That's why I like it though, because I think Turkey's going to be like
nuts.
They're going to be thinking we need to win this. We have a chance. There's those 3rd place teams, and Switzerland's going to be like, okay, like you have a chance, dude. And like Shaq's just going to be playing through Mbolo all day, and it's just like
so you think that
I
there
think
might be more?
Mbolo's a shout.
Wow. Okay. I don't know about that, dude. I guess more. I've seen so many more Mbolo games where he just does nothing than like the first game or whatever, where he was unplayable.
People wouldn't believe, and that's Mbolo beating like 10 people on the dribble and scoring goals.
I know. No, I mean Mbolo is good. I mean, and he didn't play Seferovic last game, right? He fucking finally figured that out, or
I think he did, but he subbed him really early,
like at halftime or something.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, he played 45 minutes. Yeah, he subbed at half.
Yeah, I mean that's
big.
That's big, but then it's like, oh well, is he just resting him for the 3rd game because he's fucking an idiot, which is possible and also very bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Italy are just at a complete different class, and I think the Swiss
what if
idea
it's a
also
complete B team though. You still feel like
then you could talk me into a little bit more of, but I don't. Why would Wales be playing? You know. Ramsey, Bale, like
so. If it's B team versus B team, is that good?
I mean, it could be like 5-0.
That's true. It could just be really loose.
Dude, Wales' fucking A team are like mostly championship players. Their B team's like League 2, like non-league players. I don't even know who they are.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. First day is gonna be wild. This tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Fucking tomorrow.
I can't wait. I can't wait to captain Chiesa tomorrow.
It's Papa's Day.
I can't. It's Father's Day. I cannot wait to captain Chiesa against, Nico Williams and Chris Gunter and shit. That's gonna be a good time.
Okay.
Day two.
So we don't have any conclusions there. It's just good fucking luck.
Well, we get the team sheets.
That's
all you need to know. Day 2, I mean, I obviously like Ukraine.
So you don't think it would be auto, Kev, or Has?
I don't think so, because, again, I need a preface that this is all speculation. Don't know shit. Yada, yada, yada. I feel like if you start Kev, you sub him at half or something like that. Because the game obviously doesn't matter. They're only starting for fitness. Then? They're both only starting for fitness. Has is fat. He hasn't played 45 minutes in 3 years. And Kev is just off injury. Can't feel half his fucking face. And I'm just like, actual quote. I'm not like talking shit. So I'm just worried about
them.
That.
What are you talking about? They're playing fucking Finland.
Not swerve, because 45 minutes against Finland's points are there.
As a worst case, you're thinking. So you'd rather do a Ukrainian attacker
there's
against
a lot
Austria.
of guys I like on day 2 because there's also Denmark.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Yarmo versus Yaremchuk versus Kev versus Haz versus... Nah, you wouldn't captain a Denmark guy, even though I like the picks.
No, you wouldn't captain a Denmark guy.
So, but also the thing is with Kev Haz is that like they could also have a really bad team. And then like how much does that cut out of like Kev's assist potential?
I don't think that's I don't agree with though. I don't think that's really possible.
It could be like Trossard, Bats, and Doku front line.
I don't know. I mean, they have
Chadley,
Mertens has barely played.
Denier.
Mertens could play. I guess, but I still think that
Benteke Bats front Finland. Two. Like,
I still think against Finland, it's just like I don't give a fuck. Like they're gonna destroy them. Finland.
They should. You were just defending Finland. I was the one saying they're like the worst.
It's still Finland.
It's still Finland.
Like they have Pukki and like a bunch of randos.
So it's gonna be like Mignolet with a back three of Vermaelen, Boyata, Denier with the. I
mean, you're saying if they literally make like 10 changes.
No, I think they're going to make like 8.
God, okay. All right. So that's that. So then it sounds like
this
Ukraine.
Week is such a clusterfuck.
I'm not having fun right now.
It's such a clusterfuck.
I'm just laughing because I'm so stressed.
This isn't even a beer pod, it's a seltzer pod. Wait, I think I just uncovered some hidden technology that's going to help us out here. We should arguably just cap someone from the first slate of every day because the team sheets are
you have
valuable.
The team sheet and you know who's in it. I don't dislike that at all.
That is just like logical.
I mean, we took a risk today. We talked about it yesterday going with Alba just because there wasn't like... There's not 0% chance he didn't trip in the shower or whatever like last night,
There's like definitely not zero. I mean, they have Gaia, who was like before the tournament we thought was going to start, and then all of a sudden Alba has the captain's armband.
Well, not like Gaia, isn't it the other? What's his name?
I always say Gaia or Raya, and I always fuck it up.
It's Raya, right? No, Gaia.
It is Gaia. Raya's the like backup Fulham keeper or whatever, or Brentford keeper. Or
yeah, the Brentford keeper. You love that guy.
The first slate every day.
4-5 this year.
Huh?
Maybe he's your 4-5 this year.
I like that. I like what we're talking about here. So I think that's a good logical rule because there's so much unknown in every other match, and these ones we get the team sheet where it's like, for all we know, Netherlands play a first team side, and we're like, then that's the best cap of that day. But
that would be problematic because we won't have any other players.
We won't own them, but other people might have their match day 1 team and be able to cap Memphis or something. But so I like a Ukraine guy. Then is like my short answer for our team.
Okay,
they play in the first slate. I like them.
Part of the reason, I think part of the reason why I also didn't want a wildcard was I couldn't face making a new team again.
It's
after this.
There's problems.
It's so daunting.
It's a lot easier to just be like, I'm just gonna turn my computer off.
It's so much easier to avoid.
I'm just gonna run the lads out there. Go get them, Tiger.
That's what I wanted to do. It's like most of them are starting.
I'm not allowing it.
Just click 2 buttons instead of 15 buttons. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to keep track of what our Game Week 1 team would have gotten.
We need to because
we'll definitely do that.
Could be a train wreck, but I'm here for it.
I'm very worried about train wrecking because we just picked a new team and we got 3 returns from 15 players.
I'm so excited about it. And then what the best part is? We get to pick another new team in match day 4.
I know. Well, that's going to be the last new team though, so we got to make sure we have to pick good lovers who are going to be generous.
To try in match day 4. Yeah. Got it. Tuesday cap, aforementioned most nightmare day of human history.
It's really rough. I mean,
the thing with Czech Republic is also they're through. They're on 4 points and +2 goal difference right now.
Yeah, they're basically through.
Is it like Che? No, because it's a wasted forward spot.
Croatia still are like defending fine. I think it's an England defender. I think you just
Stones.
Yeah, I mean it's either Stoney Boy or maybe like Reese, something like that.
Yeah, I just have no idea who's going to start between their fullbacks, and I have no idea if Maguire's going to be fit or not. I feel like Stones is he's the first choice guy.
He had the salmon leap. He's going to be tasty. He's going to be hungry for that.
Yeah, we're all hungry for that.
Yeah, I think Stones is the one there.
Okay. That is such a bad captaincy day. It's historic, actually, to have 4 teams playing.
It's been this week too. Like those 4 teams, all the captain options. It was just Kane, and he was fucking
But we nailed
horrendous.
Schick. We didn't cap him, but we had him.
I know.
Yeah, England defender. If you're Scottish, you go Che. If you're Croatian, you go Perisic, I guess.
Yeah. I have no idea what that game's going to be like.
No idea. And then Wednesday, if we're just doing the first slate rule, has to be a Spanish guy.
Probably Alba again.
Or Morata? Are we that perverse?
No, I'm not willing to ever do that.
It sounds fun.
No, it's not fun. I don't think we're gonna even own him, honestly.
Probably not. So the only one we're almost definitely gonna own out of those 4 teams that play in first is Alba, or just Pal or something.
I kind of also want
money matters now.
Yeah, if money matters, we might do that. I kind of want to like not double on any defense because we are clearly not doing well.
Good for us.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of like spreading it around to literally 7 teams. Like I don't know what we're doing, and I feel like we could I'd rather roll dice more times than think like the team that concedes 1 shot is going to keep a clean sheet when that happens.
Imagination land. Yeah, that can't possibly ever happen.
I mean, that's the most results oriented thing of life, but there's only 7 game weeks.
That's the beauty of this game. Yeah, everything's results oriented. Everything's the shortest ever sample size, and no one knows fucking anything. So.
Okay. What else?
That's it. That's our caps. I think that's the end of the pod, basically.
I can't believe that with the pick a new team. Holy shit.
There's 4 asses to slap. We got Chris Guthrie, Jack Porter, David Westrom, Raul Gandhi. Thank you so much. Get the in there. More signups. Summer of love, dude. I think that's it. Any last words?
I don't know, man.
Maybe see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
AKA see you on Discord in 5 minutes.
Fucking 20 minutes. No, I need a break.
Yeah, take a break. Take a breather. I'll edit this pod and I'll be on Discord.
All right.
Check. At FMLPL.com. Follow us on Twitter at FMLPL Sports page. FMLPL subscriber. YouTube.